With the skyline in front of us, a look at Citizens Bank Park here in Philadelphia. Today, the third and Cliff Lee out of the state of Arkansas is on the hill here. EK, what's the word on him?
Well, guys, he just hasn't been able to get anyone out. Hitters are hitting over 300 against him this year. We'll see if something changes in this one.
Batting second.
Lee comes set. First pitch on the way. Dexter Fowler is next as he finds himself behind 0-1. Eric, these Phillies, as they begin play here today, they've been on the skids recently, losers in 7 of their last 9 ball games.
And that includes losses in the first 2 games of this series. So,
meanwhile, this ball is into right center, and that ought to be good enough for extra bases. And the run will score all the way from first. And he will pull into third with an RBI triple. David Peralta will dig in now as we show you what he did in May versus what he's done so far at the plate in June. Only play is going to be to first, so score it as an RBI ground out as the lead moves to 2-0 now. Carlos Correa will stand in now, and as you can easily tell from the splits, he's really struggled away from home. And this pitch is taken on the inner half for strike 1. Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2.
And on 0-2, I'd be shocked to see another fastball in the strike zone.
A little bit off the outside. It's 1-2. Chop foul at the plate. It'll remain 1-2. Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. Hit sharply on the ground. Robinson scoops it up. Throw gets him. 2 down.
Batting fifth.
Willie Stargell will stand in, and as you can see, the numbers away from home, he's been much better once he gets out on the road. Hit on the ground down the first baseline, and he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning had a couple of runs on 2 hits, no errors, and no one left aboard. Michael Wacha gets the ball in game 3 of the series. What do you have for us on him, EK?
Yeah, guys, in his last start, he won his 9th game of the season, so he's going for double digits here in this one.
Throws in time, and that's out number 1.
Batting second.
Justin Upton will stand in. He comes off an 0-for-4 in last night's ball game.
Well, guys, he's really been scuffling lately, hitting under 250 over his last 10 games. So he's going to be looking to turn this thing around sometime soon.
Oh, and this at-bat is quickly moving from bad to worse. It's 0-2 now.
And if you're going to go after that pitch, you got to be thinking right field. I think he just pulled off of that one a little.
This is in the air out to right field. Peralta is camped under this one, and he's got it for out number 2.
Batting third.
Joey Votto will stand in now. Certainly a dangerous hitter as he ranks number 2 in the National League in home runs.
And he leads this ball club in that department, so he's really been the guy that they're looking to drive the ball out of the yard.
And this is into the gap for Votto. Looks like extra bases. And he will stroll in there standing with a 2-out double. Kyle Schwarber settles in for his first at-bat, and he'll be looking to break out in this one, not having much success at the plate over the last week and a half. And that swung on and missed for strike 1. For Votto, he's at second with his 9th 2-base hit of the year. Oh, got him to swing out of his shoes on that one. 0-2. Do you even bother with anything else here?
No, I sure wouldn't. As a hitter, you're thinking, look for fastball, adjust for an off-speed pitch. And so far in this at-bat, he hasn't made any adjustments.
Started to chase there. They'll appeal it down to third, and no swing. It's ball 2. Swing and a little tapper. Darno gonna have to hurry, and nothing will come of the 2-out double as the Joey Gallo will stand in now. He homered in the ball game last night.
Well, yesterday he just kept things rolling. You know, he's had 8 RBIs in his last 10 games. I got to take that.
And no swing, apparently. Ball 1.
He just about went around. He was lucky to put on the brakes when he did.
Ground ball sent back up the middle. Off-balance throw, but he couldn't get enough on it, so it'll be scored as an infield single. And hold on a minute now. It looks like we may see that last call challenged here. The call on the field was safe, but it was definitely a bang-bang play and tough for us to tell at full speed.
Yeah, I wasn't so sure about him being safe either, but here's one more look at it right here. Tough to tell for sure from that angle. We'll have to wait and see what the signal is from the dugout.
And that's a thumbs up from the bench, so they will challenge the call on the field. So the umpires on replay duty in Manhattan will now review the play from all available angles in order to make the final decision.
The Phillies have elected to challenge.
Okay, well, we're going to get one more look at it right here. Is there enough video evidence to overturn this call? Yeah, I think that shot right there makes it look like he might have been out, so this might be a well-used challenge.
Okay, so it looks like the umpires are wrapping up their decision, and off comes the headset, and he's out. So the original call is overturned, and instead of having a base runner at first, the bases will now be empty. Travis d'Arnaud comes on with one gone here as he looks at a called strike one.
And, you know, I think it's going to be important that when guys get their pitches, they take advantage. There it looked like he was taken all the way, and he may not get another pitch that catches that much of the plate.
Second baseman, Andres Blanco.
Andres Blanco is in with 2 away now as he looks at a called strike one.
Well, much better here in the second inning. To me, he looked a little bit tentative early on. It's starting to look like he's finding the rhythm now.
Very weakly on the ground, but it gets foul. 2 out, nobody on. Strike 3 called, and the inning is over. A-Rod will lead it off when we get back. And there indeed is Alex Rodriguez now. He'll get us going here in the bottom half of the second.
Alex Rodriguez.
Chop foul right at home plate. It's strike one. Outside at 94, 1 ball and 1 strike. And able to lay off the fastball away here. 2-1 now. Waka steps into his windup. 2-1 on its way. That's going to even up the count at 2-2. A 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. And a half swing that time, but it's a full swing in the eyes of the umpire, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Michael Franco will stand in, and as you can see, he's had troubles here in his own ballpark. He's much better away from home. Lined hard toward right center. That gets down, and he's got himself a base hit. Patrick Rosales will stand in. A big power threat here, to say the least. Currently 3rd in home runs in the National League.
And if the power is there, this is when you expect to see it. He's right in the prime of his career and having a big year.
Peralta going back. He gets there, and that's the 2nd out. Eduardo Nunez will stand in, hoping to turn things around from the loss last night. He was 0 for 4 in that ball game.
Well, when you have a rough day at the plate, it's all about letting it go. You can't dwell on it for too long.
Below the knees, 1 ball, no strikes. Bounced softly in front of the plate. Throw on to second for the force, and the side is retired. The city's founder, William Penn, seen there at Top City Hall here in Philadelphia, as we welcome you back to baseball on the show. Desmond Jennings steps in here to start out their half of the 3rd. Top of the order to follow. Good setup, and the circle change hits the spot. 0-1. That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now. 0-2.
Yeah, he came with a little bit of a different look that time. This pitch is also in there knee-high, and now they've got him behind in the count. 0-2.
Enos Fuentes stands in.
Designated hitter.
Cut fastball taken for strike 1. Chop foul over towards the dugout. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Taken high and deep to right. Rosales going back on it at the track. but he has no chance to make the play. It's off the wall. And he is in there at third with a one-out triple. Dexter Fowler strides into the box, and let's see if he can keep it going after the RBI triple his first time up. And he'll look at a fastball that doesn't miss by a whole lot. It's 1-0. Just missing here, 2-0. 3-0 now.
Balls, no strikes.
And he gets this fastball over, back to 3-1 now. One out and a runner on third. Hammers it to deep right field. Rosales ranging back, but he won't get there as it lands just shy of the wall. In to score is the runner from third. It's a 3-0 game. Stepping in and ready for another shot, David Peralta. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. 1-0 count. Here it is. Hard hit ball to second. Backhanded. In time to first, and there are two away. Carlos Correa stands in. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out. Took a little off, and it's in for a called strike one. Hit to third. A-Rod takes it in. Throw goes to Votto over at first. It's in time to retire the side. Leading off the inning, Anthony goes as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up.
Anthony goes.
That's lifted the other way out to left. And this is taken in just shy of the warning track for out number one. Well, it's still early, but it's also worth noting that he'd be in line for the win if this keeps up as we take a look at the league leaders in games won this season. And as you see there, that number has him tied for second in the AL in that category. Swing and a miss, and he's in control. 0-2. Hit sharply on the ground to the left. Oh, what a play. Got him.
No way. That was awesome.
The left fielder, number 8.
Justin Upton is at the plate now. Flied out at his first at-bat. Into the seats, 0-1. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Sent on the ground out to second. Scooped up. Throw in time, and the side is retired. Willie Stargell is ready here as we begin the top of the fourth.
And they jumped out to that early lead, so now it's all about just adding on.
Cut fastball in there for a called strike. On the ground up the middle. Barehanded on the hop. Got him.
Whew, no problem.
Third baseman,
Joey Gallo will dig in. 0 for 1 in the ballgame. And there's a fastball from Lee to start him out. It's 0-1. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2.
And this is exactly what he does so well. He'll make you so convinced that you're going to see a fastball, and then he's going to go the other way on you.
And that is swung on and missed. He's down on strikes, and the first two are retired here to begin inning number 4. Travis d'Arnaud is at the plate now as he looks at strike one. 3 runs, 4 hits, and no errors so far for the White Sox. And he'll break through with a solid knock here, his first of the ball game. Into the box, Andres Blanco. He got called out on strikes his last time through. Called a strike on the outer half, 0-1. And he swings on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate. Hit the other way out toward right field. In there, a base hit. Around third and being waved on home. They'll add on to their total as the run scores all the way from first. And he will make it all the way around the bases. It's an inside the park 2-run home run. Swing and a line drive, but this is a foul ball. Smoked on the ground left side and just past his outstretched glove into left, a base hit.
Now batting,
Enos Fuentes tripled and scored in his last at-bat, and we'll see how he follows it up here. First pitch fastball off the plate there, and it's ball one.
1-1.
Not quite reaching 90 with the fastball, but it's 1-1 now.
Nope.
No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike.
That's just another cut fastball, trying to work that thing back to the outside corner. But he's not getting that call right now, nor is he getting guys to chase it.
He's set. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a ball line softly down the line in right. Foul. Grounded down the third baseline, but a foul ball as it holds it 2-2. Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. Leading off the inning, Joey Votto, and they'll need him to get something going here.
Well, you know, they've fallen behind by quite a bit in the early going here, so they need a good inning here to get them back in the game.
And this is swung on and missed as they jump ahead of Votto here, 0-2.
Gotta like the approach right here. He's basically saying, if you're gonna beat me, you're gonna have to take it to left field, because I don't think he's gonna give this guy anything he can pull.
Waka looks in, looking for the strikeout here on 0-2. Oh, and he dusted him off the plate that time. Some mind games being played now. It's 1-2.
And even on 0-2, you don't want guys to get into a comfort level like that.
Look out. That one almost got away from him. 2-2 now. A full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Oh, I think he'd be real happy with a leadoff walk. Something just to get things started against this guy.
Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue. No walks yet. Here's the delivery. On the ground, softly towards second. Blanco is up with it. Throw to first is in time for the first out.
Now batting,
Kyle Schwarber stands in. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out. Into the windup and the pitch. A bit high there. A ball and no strikes.
Well, that's a good thing that pitch was above the strike zone, because a few inches lower, and that ball's right in his wheelhouse.
Who pulled the string and had him way out in front. A ball and a strike. And he'll try to take control of the inside part of the plate with the fastball as he backs him off a bit.
And you know what? That's not a big breaking ball coming up high and tight. That's going to get your attention a little.
And he'll take this to the bag himself, and there are 2 away now. 2 are gone in the Philly fourth, and set to stand in the still very imposing figure of the 3-time MVP, Alex Rodriguez.
0-1.
A little tardy there. No balls and a strike. And A-Rod swings and misses at that one. He's in a quick 0-2 hole now.
So far, he's the only guy that struck out for these guys. He's in danger of making it 2 now.
Not a bad pitch there with 2 strikes, but it misses 1-2. Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. Dexter Fowler heads for the box to start off the 5th in this one.
Well, you know, he's been on base twice in this one already, so let's see if he can do it again.
Hit high and deep out there to left center field. Ghost going back, still going back. He gets to it and makes the catch for the first out.
now batting.
Now a left-hander up and throwing in that Philly bullpen. David Peralta is in for the 3rd time now as he takes a called strike. It's 0-1. Swing and a ball chopped foul right at home plate. Lee's ready. Here's the 0-2. A little late on the fastball, but he's able to spoil that one off, and he'll get another chance. Chopped foul at the plate, and he stays alive, still 0-2. Got him. Carlos Correa will stride forward now. He's bounced out a couple of times already here in the ball game. And this one's chopped foul right at home plate. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Can't quite get around in time to keep it fair, and it remains 0-2. Tried to get him to chase the cutter there. A ball and 2 strikes.
That's a good location for that cutter with 2 strikes. He's either got to take that and hope it's a ball, or he's got to foul that thing off.
And now you just start to wonder, how much is the heat taken out of this guy? You see the pitch count. It's not all that bad just yet, but he's been in and out of trouble a few times already. So he's definitely had some max effort innings.
And that gets down, and we'll see if that's extra bases. Around third and being waved on home. In to score is the runner from first. It's a 6-0 ball game. Into the box now, Joey Gallo. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up. And that's in there for strike one. Hit on the ground to short. Nunez on the grass. And a close play at the bag, but a good stretch by the first baseman got the out, and the inning is over. Michael Franco will stand in to start things out here in the home half of the fifth. And you get the sense, Steve, that this crowd's been pretty well taken out of the ballgame to this point.
Yeah, they pretty much had to sit on their hands all afternoon. Not a lot to get excited about so far. And I think that's a credit to that man out there on the mound. He's cut right through this lineup for the first 4 innings.
Oh, got him to swing out of his shoes on that one. 0-2. Fastball. Whoa, look out. That just about got him in the coconut.
He did not like that one bit. You know, it's one thing to work in with the hard stuff, but don't do it around the dome.
This is hit pretty well out to left field. Out of here. She was a wall scraper, but it counts just the same. A home run.
Now batting, right fielder.
A solo shot here to left. Home run number 9 on the year, and they're on the board. It's 6-1. And not the greatest approach there as he offers it a pitch in the dirt, and it's even at 1-1. Now a sharply hit ball back up the middle. A dive, but he can't get it. It's through into the outfield. Eduardo Nunez will dig in. 0 for 1 here in this one. To short. Throw on to second, so they'll get the lead man, and that's all. Anthony Ghost steps in with 1 in, 1 out, and 1 on here in the inning.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good inning here so far, so we'll see if they can scratch another run across right here.
Oh, missed that one by a mile. It's 0-1. And he falls behind 0-2. The 0-2 home. Swing, and he pops him up over toward foul territory. Gallo is able to look this one in just past the third base dugout, and that's out number 2. Back to the top of the order now, and in steps a man whose number 42 has been forever retired, Jackie Robinson. Hit hard back up the middle, and the inning will continue as that's through for a 2-out hit. Justin Upton digs in, and we'll see what he can do here with 2 on and 2 out here in the 5th.
Yeah, a couple of ducks on the pond out there looking to make that trip home. This is a big 2-out AB right here, guys.
0-1.
First pitch cutter that's by him for strike 1. Boy, he comes back with a beautiful pitch there, and he's dominating this at-bat. It's 0-2 now.
There you see one of the best swings in baseball look pretty ugly. That's what this guy can do to you.
Protecting on 0-2, so we'll do it again. And he got him. Minimizing the damage at just a run. The inning is over. Travis d'Arnaud will step in to lead things off for the White Sox here in the 6th. And there's a fastball from Lee to start him out. It's 0-1.
Well, you know, guys, he's thrown a first pitch strike to about 80% of the batters he's faced, but he hasn't been able to get things done. He's not pitching well, and we're into the middle innings of this game now.
Liner towards second, and that is by him on into center field, so good hitting on 0-2 nets him a leadoff single. Andres Blanco comes forward again, and he got his workout in for the day last time around after legging out an inside-the-park home run. That's taken. Now it's 0-2. And he struck him out, so he's down on strikes for the second time this afternoon. Runner goes for second. Behind on that one, now behind in the count, 0-1. Hit to short. And that gets through for a one-out base hit.
The batter, number 15.
Enos Fuentes ready for another at-bat now. He's 2 for 3 so far.
Yeah, and you can bet he'd love to get himself that third hit. Those are the kind of games that puts a little extra pep in your step.
And not in time as the run scores. Striding into the box, Dexter Fowler. He flew out in his last at-bat. Slow curveball at 74, in for a strike. That misses wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. Chop fouled over towards the coaching box. Fly ball out toward left center field. Upton moves over, makes the catch, but the runner from third breaks for home. And he will score on the sacrifice fly. And he will make it to third by a whisker as he's safe on a very close play.
David Peralta.
He slaps that one away, and the count will be 0-1. 0-1 pitch on its way. This one's flared toward left center. Upton moving to his left. Makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. Joey Votto will stand in to lead things off here in the Philadelphia 6th. Waka gets the sign. First pitch on its way. And a fastball to start things out here. Not close. It's a ball and no strikes. Not too many strikeouts on the ledger for him so far, but it hasn't really mattered.
Yeah, I think ideally you'd like to see him miss a few more bats, but as long as you're keeping guys off balance and you're letting your defense help you, you don't need to strike a ton of guys out to be successful.
Right side, hit hard. He gets dirty, but he can't make the play. It's a base hit. So that's now 2 hits for him here today as he finds the hole into right. And as our graphic will illustrate, in terms of team rankings, he's currently second best on this Philly ball club in that department.
Yeah, he's a big producer offensively for this ball club. Definitely one of the guys they depend on to make things happen.
Kyle Schwarber stands in for the third time now as he takes a look at a ball. It's 1-0. Now a fastball as he has to lean out of the way there. I think he took a little exception to that location.
Yeah, and so would I if I was down there. If you want to work inside, that's fine. But once you get up over the letters and closer to my head, now we're talking about a different story.
He's set, and the 2-1 pitch. Pulled toward right center field. On the move is Fowler. He makes the catch. A great effort to get there and record the first out of the inning. On to first, and they get the double play.
Third baseman, number 13.
Alex Rodriguez, the third baseman, ready to take another shot. Went down on strikes his last time up.
Yep, they sent him packing last time, so maybe they have a pretty good idea of how to attack him again right here.
The windup and the 0-1. On the ground to third. Gallo moving to his right. Throw to first will get him easily, and the side is retired. Down quickly go the Phillies. It's still an 8-1 ball game. Carlos Correa is set to get us started for the late innings of this one. Aaron Luke will come on now in a mop-up role as he'll just try and keep this deficit from growing any larger. Carlos Correa stands in as he looks at a called strike. Outside for a ball, 1-1.
All right, now you've just seen 2 straight breaking pitches miss away. So as a hitter, you're going to eliminate that pitch. No way does he throw it a third time.
Willie Stargell is at the plate here as he quickly finds himself down a strike. It's 0-1. Oh, got him to swing out of his shoes on that one. 0-2. Ripped down the first base line. And a sliding attempt at first, but this sneaks by him, a base hit. Joey Gallo will stand in. One of the few guys not to join the hit parade so far.
Yeah, guys, he's got to be feeling a little bit like that dog that gets left out in the rain while the rest of the family's inside by the fire. I guess he's just not seeing what everyone else is.
And he'll, in fact, just tag the runner headed down the line to take the sure out.
Now batting, catcher,
Travis d'Arnaud is at the plate now, and he takes a cold strike. 0-1 count. Here it comes. And this catches the zone as well. It's 0-2 now. Swing and a miss, and that ends the inning. A man left for the White Sox, and it remains in. Michael Franco will stand in again as we take you back to earlier in the ball game. This one swing here has been the entire offense to this point, as this home run accounted for the only run they've tallied so far. And that'll get down for a base hit. So he goes after the first pitch, and it's early trouble here this half of the inning. Patrick Rosales will come forward now. He has flied out and singled so far. Couldn't quite hold back that time as the changeup fooled him for strike one. Might have jammed him a little there, as this is softly hit and foul off to the left. Waka comes set. 0-2 on its way. Not a bad pitch there with 2 strikes, but it misses. 1-2. A look here at the hits per side here in the late going. And a big cut at the breaking ball, but he comes up empty, and that's the first out. Eduardo Nunez stands into the box. He's 0 for 2 so far in this one. He's set. Here it comes. Grounder down the line at third. Played on the backhand. And he'll get the fielder's choice play at second, but that's all. Anthony Gose will stand in again. He's flown out in each of his first 2 plate appearances thus far.
Yeah, and he just needs to make a small adjustment and stay through the middle of the ball. Think about hitting a line drive right back up the middle.
And that will conclude matters here in the 7th. Andres Blanco comes to the plate, and he'll start us off in the 8th. And he catches the inside corner for a called strike. 0-1.
And you can see him trying to be a little bit more patient here. He's got 2 strikeouts already, but he's got to be careful not to fall too far behind.
And another foul ball. A pause, and the 0-2. Chopped weakly to the left. Throw on to first in time, so the leadoff man is set down to open up inning number 8.
Up next for the White Sox, left fielder
Desmond Jennings comes on with one away as he looks at a ball. It's 1-0. And a strike to even the count. 1-1. Drilled right back up the middle, and that is through into center field for a 1-out single. So standing in, Enos Fuentes, and all eyes are on him as he needs a home run to complete the cycle. First pitch is a changeup for a called strike. Just a bit late, and he's fallen behind. 0-2. Chop foul at the plate, and we'll do it again. Hit sharply toward the right side. Oh, and he botches it. And that runner will go no further than second, as there are 2 aboard now.
The batter, number 24.
Dexter Fowler ready for another at-bat now. He's 2 for 3 so far. Grounded foul off to the right. In front of the changeup, and he can't keep it fair. 2 strikes on him now. Fought off at the plate, and we'll do it again. Slider. Ooh, thought he had him, but it's 1-2.
Still now on 1-2, you don't have to make the perfect pitch out there. The count is still well in your favor on the mound.
The right fielder, number 6.
David Peralta started to go around, but it's a called strike. 0-1. That's on the inside corner to put him behind here. 0-2.
Boy, things are going from bad to worse so far. He's looking completely lost up there.
And the 2-out threat will not come to pass as the inning is over. Jackie Robinson will stand in to start out their half of the 8th with that starter still out there, and he's definitely been a tough nut to crack.
No, he's been dominant all game long, and I think part of it is that he got himself a nice lead early on, and that's allowed him to not really worry about making a mistake. He's been free and easy the whole way through.
On his way to pitch number 75, Justin Upton stands in as he can't connect here. 0-1.
And, you know, whenever he's been in trouble on the mound, he's found a way to turn things around, and that's a good job to start this guy with strike one.
And, boy, big problems here to start this at-bat. It's 0-2 now. Curveball bounces, and that gets by to the backstop. And forget about the double play now as he'll move up to second here on the wild pitch.
First baseman, number
Joey Votto digs in, coming off a single in his last at-bat.
And they take another single right here, too, no doubt. Runner in scoring position, so any ball into the outfield probably gets him home.
Sends that one out of play for strike one. And it's quickly 0-2. Swung on in the dirt for the third strike. And he makes the throw to first. Votto is retired, 2 down now. Darno reaches out. Carlos Correa digs in now after lining out in his last try. Here we go with inning number 9 as the first pitch misses for ball 1. Grounded back up the middle. Throw on to first for the out, and that is how the 9th inning gets underway.
The batter, first baseman.
Settling in now, Willie Stargell, already 2 for 2. He'll look to add on right here. He'll start him here with a changeup, but it's taken for ball 1. And he looks at a changeup in there, 1-1. Can't keep the weight back, and he falls behind 1-2. Still 1-2 as he fouls it away. Late making contact on that swing, and will do it again on 1-2. Liner toward right center, and that's into the outfield for a 1-out base hit. Joey Gallo will step in, a ground-out victim his last time. In there at the knees, strike 1. That's taken. Now it's 0-2. Runner at first here, 1 man out. Tap foul at home plate. Drilled to the right side. And that's through for his first base hit in this one. And that runner will go no further than second as there are 2 aboard now.
Now batting, catcher,
Travis d'Arnaud is next as he finds himself behind 0-1.
Pretty cool right there. You know, it's so important in a tough spot to get that first pitch strike over. And he's able to jump ahead.
No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. Tried to crush that ball and now perhaps needs to shorten up with 2 strikes. Ground ball sent back up the middle. Reined in on to first, and there were 2 down. Andres Blanco gets another shot, and if you remember, he hit a round tripper back in the 4th. And he lays off a pitch in there for the first strike. This is in the air to left. Upton is there, and he puts this one away for the 3rd out. So a great job there of working out a potential. Kyle Schwarber will start it off here in their half of the 9th, and no sign of a reliever. They're going to let him try to finish this one off.
Well, he's been brilliant so far, so why not see if he can take it the distance? It just doesn't happen these days very often.
And this ball is crushed deep down the right field line. And that's going to wind up hooking just a bit foul, so a missed opportunity there. Lays off that time, and it's 1-2.
And now on 1-2, this might be a spot where that high fastball was just a setup so that he can come back with that big curve.
And the throw will indeed take care of him for the first out.
Now batting, third baseman.
Alex Rodriguez strides in, grounded out his last time through. Waka's ready. Here comes the first pitch. Grounded to third. Gallo over to his left, on to first, and now the Phillies are down to their final out.
Batter number 7.
Michael Franco is into the box now. He hit one over the wall back in the 5th. Not his best effort that time. It's strike 1. Boy, that changeup's had him eaten out of his hand.
Oh, and they've been falling all over themselves trying to get it. But you've just got to know that that's not...
Throw on to first will take care of him, and the White Sox have claimed the 4th consecutive victory here.